Hey everyone, we're back at it again, bringing the sizzle straight from the heart of Cleveland. Today, we're diving into a player who might just be the Browns' breakout sensation of 2025, wide receiver Jamari Thrash. If you live and breathe orange and brown, buckle up. This video is packed with insight, passion, and that diehard fan energy only we get. So crack open a cold one, throw on your Browns jersey, and let's unpack the story. And hey, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to support the Dog Pound. Now, let's be honest, 2024 was a tumultuous season for the Browns. 3-14 overall, an emotional roller coaster. We all know the offense needs an infusion of new energy. But guess what? There's a glimmer of hope on the horizon, and his name is Jamari Thrash. Our fifth-round pick in the 2024 draft. Thrash is a raw gem, and 2025 might just be the year he lights up First Energy Stadium. So why all the excitement? For starters, the kid's got blazing speed, grit, and explosive potential that can shift the momentum in a heartbeat. Secondly, our wide receiver corps is crying out for fresh talent, especially after some key departures and a few lingering question marks. Let's dive into his backstory and see why this guy could be the future cornerstone of our offense. And hey, are you ready to give Thrash a shot? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's rewind a bit. Thrash has one of those stories that just sparks pride. Born in LaGrange, Georgia, he was a standout star in high school, no exaggeration. First team All-State with an insane 62 catches, 10 yards, and 18 touchdowns as a junior. That's the kind of innate talent you're just born with. Then came Georgia State, where he played 4 seasons and proved he wasn't just a high school phenom. In 2022, he dominated, leading the team with 61 catches, 22 yards, and 7 TDs, averaging an eye-popping 18.1 yards per reception. That's the kind of field-stretching threat that keeps cornerbacks up at night. In 2023, he transferred to Louisville and kept delivering. 63 catches, 858 yards, and 6 touchdowns, earning second-team All-ACC honors. This guy's consistent, and that's priceless in football. When the Browns scooped him up at pick 156, we were all like, all right, Andrew Berry, what's he seeing that we haven't? But seriously, Thrash has the tools to be a hidden weapon. He might be a lean 6'0", 188 pounds, but he compensates with elite speed, E4 46 in the 40-yard dash, and route running that leaves defenders grasping at air. Did you catch that clip of him at the Combine? Man, he was blazing. So, Dog Pound, do you think he can lock down a roster spot in 2025? Sound off in the comments. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Our 2024 passing game was, well, a chaotic mess. We lost some key players, and our course took a major hit. Jerry Jeudy held it down as Rome with 90 receptions and 1229 yards. Absolutely monstrous. But behind him, lots of question marks. Cedric Tillman had some flashes, but still looked raw. David Bell and others fought for targets, but didn't cement their roles. And Thrash, he suited up for 9 games, but at just 3 catches for 22 yards. Not much, but hold up. His potential is undeniable. 2025 could be his breakout year with roster shakeups and offensive reshuffling. Some analysts already predict Thrash could rise to 3 or even higher. Bleacher Report is already pounding the table for him to get more looks because this kid's got the juice to reshape the offense. And let's not forget, he showed out in the 2024 preseason. 10 catches, 141 yards, and a touchdown in just 3 games. That's no joke. Here's the kicker. Thrash is versatile. He can line up in the slot, play outside, and he's even volunteered for special teams. And makes the Dog Pound mentals, like a guy who just wants to get on the field and make an impact however he can. So who's fired up to see Thrash out there torching DBs and making plays? Drop a comment and show some love. What makes this guy so special? Let's break it down, because Jamari Thrash isn't just quick, he's a football player. His coach at Louisville, Garrick McGee, described Thrash as mature, focused, and determined. Not the type to whine. He's driven, competitive, and hungry to win. That's exactly the kind of blue-collar toughness Cleveland fans love, right? Standing barely above 5'11", Gabriel's stature became an immediate focal point, and not just for fans or analysts. One moment said it all. Mason Graham looming over Gabriel, effortlessly swatted down a pass attempt. A stark, almost theatrical demonstration of the quarterback's physical limitations. Gabriel, straining to arc the ball over the line, leaned into his throw, but it wasn't even close. The pass was rejected, dead center in Graham's palm. It wasn't merely a failed play. It was a glaring testament to what the Browns had signed up for. And the scrutiny didn't stop there. Off the field, the media wasted no time piling on. One Browns beat reporter, caught on a hot mic as Gabriel exited a press conference, was heard remarking, "I'm taller than him." That kind of unscripted moment is gold for skeptics. And now Browns fans are left to wonder whether they've landed a potential franchise quarterback or just another training camp sideshow waiting to flame out. But don't count them out just yet, because like any compelling football story, there's another side. Gabriel may be undersized, but the game film tells a different story, one of arm talent, instincts, and one defining trait that might just tip the scales: precision. We're talking about pinpoint throws, balls perfectly threaded into tight windows, back shoulder darts, timing routes that keep the receiver in full stride. In a league where sub-60 completion rates are a non-starter, Gabriel might just be the kind of quarterback who flourishes in a system that prizes decision-making over brute physical prowess. Enter head coach Kevin Stefanski, a proven strategist who has already guided this team to playoff football, and you begin to see the chess match unfolding. He understands how to maximize the resources he has. If Stefanski can orchestrate what Sean Payton achieved with Bo Nix, simplifying the playbook early, keeping Gabriel on script, and nurturing confidence through system-based football, there could very well be a legitimate path forward for Gabriel. Picture it like this. He doesn't need to be a human highlight reel. He needs to be the quarterback equivalent of an NBA point guard, smart, measured when necessary, aggressive when opportunities arise, but most importantly, protecting the football. Let your offensive weapons shine. Run Stefanski's scheme. Let the game flow to you. Here's where things really get interesting. If Gabriel doesn't secure a firm hold on the QB2 spot by the time training camp kicks off, the Browns' depth chart is going to get very crowded, very fast. According to SM internal rankings at OTA's, Joe Flacco sits atop the list. No shock there. But the real eyebrow raiser, Shedeur Sanders, reportedly dazzled, playing like a man determined to prove himself. Thrash clocked an electrifying 4.46 in the 40-yard dash. That's blistering. But what really sets him apart is how he harnesses that speed. He's a route-running specialist in curls, digs, comebacks. He runs them all with explosive suddenness that leaves defenders scrambling. He varies his releases off the line, creates separation, and has lightning-quick feet to change direction on a dime. Gold for an offense that needs big plays. Sure, he had some drops at Louisville thanks to his shoulder injury, but when he's healthy, he snatches the ball with impressive body control, adjusting midair to haul in those tough catches. Remember that game against Indiana in 2023? 4 receptions, 159 yards, and a touchdown. Clutch. He's even served as a gunner on Louisville's punt team and returned punts in high school. That shows he's not afraid to get his hands dirty. Slot the Browns, he could be a true Swiss Army knife. Slot perimeter, special teams, you name it. And we all know Kevin Stefanski adores versatile players. What fires me up the most is Thrash's mentality. He's no prima donna. Like his coach said, he's humble, hardworking, and laser focused on helping the team succeed. That's dog pound energy right there. You can feel that Cleveland vibe in him too. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let's be real, betting on Thrash is a gamble. He's a 5th-round pick who didn't get many snaps in 2024 and still has to prove he can shine against NFL-level talent. He's a bit slight, so physical corners could give him trouble, and the war competition is fierce. But hey, that's what makes football thrilling. Sometimes the underdog emerges as the game changer. Thrash could be that guy. Why might 2025 be his year? First, our offense needs a spark. Jerry Jeudy is legit, but we need more weapons to stretch the field. Second, Thrash flash during preseason minicamp. That 22-yard grab from Dorian Thompson-Robinson, chef's kiss. Third, Andrew Berry and Stefanski don't just discard high upside guys like Thrash. They'll give him opportunities, especially if our WR depth stays thin. And get this, Dogs by Nature is already predicting that Thrash could challenge Dante Johnson for the rather re-roll. That's huge. If he stays healthy and consistent during training camp, he could become a real asset in 2025. Picture it, Thrash running a slant, catching a laser from Joe Flacco or Kenny Pickett, and leaving defenders grasping at air. Who's hyped for that? Drop a comment below. So how does Thrash fit into Stefanski's scheme? Our coach loves balance attacks, play action, quick screens, and short passes that turn into big gains. Thrash was built for that. At Louisville, 53 of his catches came on passes of 10 yards or less, and he turned them into chunk plays with his yards after catch skills. The dude is slippery. He makes defenders miss, keeps his feet, and fights for extra yards. Plus, Stefanski loves 11 personnel, 1 RB, 1 T, 3 WARs. Thrash can line up in the slot or even as a Z receiver, stretching the field while Jeudy draws top corners that could set up mismatches against safeties or linebackers. And don't forget his value on special teams. He could be a weapon there too. Now, quarterback, play matters. We've got a battle brewing: Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. Regardless of who wins, Thrash needs a QB who trusts him to make plays, and he's already proven he can. So, who do you think will be the Browns' starting QB in 2025? And how do you see Thrash connecting with him? Sound off in the comments, dog pound. Look, Thrash is a risk, but he's a risk with real upside. If he can bring that college-level explosiveness and preseason potential to the NFL stage, he might be the guy who gives our offense that extra punch. Sports Illustrated says the Browns are banking big on young talent like Thrash and Tillman, and I wholeheartedly agree. 2025 might be the year we see those guys break out, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Thrash still needs to bulk up, refine his hands, and prove he's reliable in big moments. Training camp will be everything, and we'll be watching closely to see how he stacks up against the vets. So, Dog Pound Nation, what's the vibe? Feeling confident that Jamari Thrash could burst onto the scene in 2025, or do you think he needs more time to develop? What do you want to see from the offense next year? Drop those comments. We read them all and love chopping it up with y'all. That's it. For now, Jamari Thrash is our big swing for 2025. Well-aced, a guy with speed, heart, and the potential to make a real impact for the Browns. The road won't be easy, but if there's one thing the Dog Pound knows, it's believing in underdogs. That's our DNA. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a beat. Let's keep repping the Browns, keep barking, keep believing, and let's watch this team fly. Who's with me? Let's go, Dog Pound. We're talking about the visceral eye test. When Gabriel first took the field at Browns OTA, it wasn't his arm strength or command of the huddle that stood out. It was the fact that, compared to the colossal offensive linemen towering before him, he appeared diminutive, not just rookie adjusting to the NFL's small but visibly undersized. Gabriel ranked third, not terrible, but certainly not elite. Then there's Kenny Pickett, who by most accounts looked completely out of his depth, nowhere near the starter conversation. Still, Gabriel's numbers weren't too far off from Flacco's, and that matters because while Flacco might get the nod for week one, he's the veteran, the one with the experience, the knowledge of the playbook. There's only so long Stefanski and his staff can ignore what's unfolding on the field. Even Flacco himself acknowledged the writing on the wall, candidly stating, "I'm not a mentor. I play football." That's honesty from a competitor still clinging to relevance, but it also hints at a harsh realities. Flacco knows the end is near. I'm on hole 17 or 18, he admitted, of his NFL journey. And with that acknowledgement comes an opening, a wide open shot for someone like Gabriel to seize the moment. But he's going to have to prove it. Not with interviews or theory, but with on-field execution. Quick reads, sharp throws, and absolute ball security. There's no room for error when you're under 6 feet tall and aiming to win over an NFL locker room. So Browns fans, what's your take? Does Dylan Gabriel have the mettle to rise above the doubts, literally and figuratively, and emerge as the quarterback Cleveland didn't know it needed? Or is his height an insurmountable barrier in today's NFL? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's dig deeper into Gabriel's play style. He's not going to break the pocket and scramble for 20 yards like Lamar Jackson. And he's not going to wow crowds with off-platform heroics like Patrick Mahomes. But what he can do, and has already started to showcase, is execute a well-scripted offense with laser-like precision. Given time and rhythm, his ball placement is borderline elite. He doesn't miss open targets. He doesn't float passes into dangerous areas. And in today's NFL, where schemes are built to exploit mismatches and create easy completions, that's an invaluable skill. Yeah, it all hinges on context. Gabriel's success will depend less on what he can do and more on how this coaching staff sets him up. Think about Drew Brees, another quarterback often dismissed for his size but never underestimated for his surgical command of the field. No one's anointing Gabriel as the next Brees, but the blueprint exists. Now, let's talk intangibles. Height is easy to measure. Leadership, poise, and mental sharpness are not. By all accounts, Gabriel is a student of the game. He processes quickly, absorbs coaching, and doesn't force passes. That's gold for a young quarterback trying to climb the depth chart. Combine that with his humility, a guy who's not walking around like a savior, but rather someone eager to earn his place. And you start to see why some inside the organization remain intrigued by his potential. As we look ahead to preseason and training camp, the Browns' quarterback situation shapes up like a chess match. Joe Flacco may begin as the kingpiece, steady and experienced. But if Cleveland falters early or the offense sputters, there will be calls, loud ones, for a fresh approach, for new energy. And Gabriel, armed with his accuracy and perhaps a chip on his shoulder, will be waiting. So Browns fans, it's time to cast your vote. You've seen the footage, heard the debates, watched the practice clips. Do you believe in Dillon Gabriel? Is he just another training camp footnote? Or is there genuine potential for him to evolve into the franchise quarterback Cleveland so desperately needs? Comment below and let us know. Are you all in or all out on Gabriel as Cleveland's future under center? And if you want to stay locked into every rep, every throw, every behind-the-scenes development from Berea, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe.